Anytime that you come back from a trip, especially island, whether we've had a lot of teams come back from Hawaii, and even when we came back from Cancun a few years ago when we had a bad trip there, I don't know if letdown's a word, but it's always going to take some time. And I thought the first half they really played well. They made shots, they took it at us, and I think it took us a half to really get back in rhythm. We held them 22 the second half. Really guarded them much better in the second half. But statistically, we did some good things. A lot of assists, few turnovers, had a lot of guys productive. So all in all, very pleased that we could come back with the emotional trip that we had and get this first one. I've always said the first one of a homestand is the hardest. And that takes nothing away against the next two. The next two are going to be difficult as well. But getting that first one and getting back at home and playing well is a very difficult thing. I thought our guys made a good adjustment at halftime.
Coach, did you feel that the decision to take Chad Adams into the starting lineup, take Demetrius out, and then talk about?
Well, we're just too small. You know, we tried that, and I don't think we're getting the most out of Demetrius. And you can see that tonight. We put him back in the guard spot, and he gets 19 points. You know, coming into the game, he had 1 assist, 11 turnovers. He's guarding people 6'7", 6'8". He's doing things. We're asking him to do things that he's never been taught to do. You know, hedge on screens and guard the post, and I think that was our fault. We tried it because we thought we needed to get him in the starting lineup and get minutes, but you know, Chad has been practicing really well. He played well on the islands, and I thought that having a senior in there and trying to rotate those 4 bigs makes a little bit more sense for us than trying to go to a small lineup.
Coach, do you feel like there's a comfort zone for him coming off the bench?
Well, he's a guard. I don't know if it has anything to do with coming off the bench as much, Lee, as it does. He's a guard, and he's much more comfortable playing the guard position. And I appreciate him trying to do the 4-guard deal with him. And it's not that we can't. Late in the game, we did it when we needed ball handling and foul shooting. But his production has always been much better, not just offensively, but it really helps us defensively when he's guarding the guard.
Alex had a big game, almost a double-double, 3 blocks.
Well, he just keeps getting better and better. You know, he takes up space. You know, he's a shot blocker. He changes shots. He's doing a lot of good things inside for us, both offensively and defensively. He and Cam had some breakdowns a little bit on the baseline screen that they'll learn. They'll see some tape and they'll learn that, just jumping the ball a little bit quicker. But you know, that's hard on bigs to make that travel and then come back here and in a short turnaround do the things that both he and Cam did. I didn't get Cam the minutes I wanted to get tonight. I've got to get him more minutes because he's been playing very, very well. But we went with Chad a little bit longer because I thought Chad gave us great energy and we were getting a lot of production out of Alex.
He had 21 assists on 24 converted field goals. The passing really stood out to me. Can you talk about that a bit? Well,
it's something that's, you know, if we've had something we've been really working on, just getting back from the island has been taking care of the ball. We've had some high turnover games, and I thought tonight we did a much better job. Now, we played against the zone most of the night, so that tends to limit turnovers a little bit. Most of our turnovers were in transition in the first half. Then we got out and ran a lot better in the second half, and I thought it was a lot better. But we had a couple really good runs, and we've got to be able to do that, especially at home. But I thought our defense improved in the second half. We did a much better job at that end.
Coach, you went to a zone at times as well.
Well, we went to zone lead when we went small. When we were a little bit smaller in there, and they put both bigs in there in the second half, we went zone. We tried. We've seen on tape where they haven't played particularly well against zone. So we went to zone for about 4 possessions. I think they scored in 1 of them. We started getting a little bit of rhythm, and we went back to our man. When we went back to our man, we were really good after that.
Those 34 points off the bench wasn't all Demetrius. Jamal and Cam had big games.
Well, I thought both Jamal and Cam gave us a big lift off the bench as well. Obviously, Demetrius did, but I really like what Jamal did in form of leadership. His leadership was outstanding. He was very vocal out there. He huddled the guys up. He had some urgency to him in the second half, and it was really good seeing his leadership out there. We've missed him, and the last 2 games have been a lot better having him back.
I know you probably couldn't have been anticipating 19 points out of Demetrius, but were you surprised with how he responded to being put back on the bench?
Well, that's where he's been. You know, he's been the most productive last year. In the last 6 weeks of our season last year, he came off the bench and he gave us a huge lift off the bench. You know, I think bench scoring sometimes can be misleading. If you know, if your starters score a lot of points, and it doesn't really matter. You know, I think Duke today, or somebody I was watching, got like 2 points with their bench, but the starters got 90. So it's, you know, there's always misleading stats. But I think he gives us, at the guard position, he gives us a rotation where we don't lose anything. When we were playing him at the 4 spot, that was asking a lot from him. Not just offensively, but it was asking a lot from him defensively. I think he was a lot comfortable playing a guard.
Tony played a little last night, had 7 assists on 23 minutes, didn't score as much.
Yeah, you know, he's just got to continue to work. You know, he had some defensive breakdowns, and he's got to look at the tape and learn from that. You know, but I think that's where we're pretty deep at the guard position. We can, if somebody's not producing at one end or the other, we can start rotating guards because we're pretty deep, and those guards are pretty good.
Is he somebody that could be impacted negatively from not doing a 4-guard lineup?
Who's that?
Tony?
Oh, I don't think so. You know, Tony's been big time for since he's been here, so I don't think that'll matter to Tony. We were 3-guard lineup all last year, and he was pretty good.
Coach, is there times where they're too unselfish?
Who's that?
When you're in offense, that they just want to make the extra pass and the extra pass?
No, I'm not ready to say that. I like extra pass, and I like too much unselfish, so I'm not ready to say that yet.
Coach, what was the key to that 19-0 run that really broke this game open?
We made shots and kept it out of the other end. The janitor told me a long time ago on my first job, put it in the one end and keep it out of the other. It's a pretty simple game. And that's what we did. You know, we guarded, we defended, we made things hard on them. We took their transition away. I thought they did a great job in transition in the first half. They came out ready. They punched us real quick, and I got to give them a lot of credit. They were ready to play. They were well prepared, well coached. Their kids performed very well. And in the second half, I thought we started wearing them down a little bit. You know, we're probably a little deeper team, and our depth started showing in the second half.